Welcome to the F.A.S.T Lane. Fast, feedback and street talk. A Caribbean conversation about living in the era of HIV. Now in this era, the communication was dominated from the campaign to you. This series focuses on feedback coming from Joe and Jane Public. Stay tuned to see what we have in store.
In this program, we're looking at the most misunderstood and debated term in the strategy to reduce the incidence of HIV, abstinence. While it is mentioned, it is not promoted effectively. It was intended to mean to wait, but it has been promoted to mean not to have sex.
Some say abstinence will never work. Some say it's the only way. Some say abstinence will work for some, but the others have to have a way of protecting themselves. The critics say this will cause confusion and contradiction. Let's see what the feedback tells us.
Like, abstinence ain't an easy thing to solve. And to be honest, in the world we live in today, abstinence thing really work that solve. So the best thing to do is protect yourself, but really and truly it should be abstinence, because it shouldn't really go out and have sex for no reason or nothing like that, you know what I mean? Because it's dangerous and thing to what you see and think.
Of course it could work, but it's up to the person and their mindset.
I like sex, so I guess I'm not one of the strong believers of abstinence, that's the truth. But for some people don't like, a lot of people don't like using condoms, so they don't like the feeling. There's a lot of people say, there's a lot of talk going around, people talking about use condoms for cowards and stuff like that. Personally, I love being a coward, because after I done do what I gotta do, I feel comfortable knowing, well, I ain't dead tomorrow.
Well, how I feel about abstinence is a mental thing. If you feel that, if you're under pressure and you feel that you gotta do certain things to get respect from your friends, then you got your wrong idea. Abstinence is not like a bad thing. It's there to help you, and it's a mental thing. So if you feel that you must do it, not saying you should, but if you feel that you must do it, then you know, go down.
Well, I personally go down the abstinence route, and it is the main surefire way. But the reality is, at the same time, that people are very, I don't want to say people are very, but the world, the way it is now, the reality is that people have relationships, they have sexual relationships, and I guess once you're doing that and once you're involved in that, you just have to be very sure. You have to be very aware of the methods of protection and so on, because you can't, if it is that you're going to put yourself in those kind of situations, you need to make sure that whether it is, with condoms or pills or whatever the case is, you have to make sure that you protect yourself.
I think that abstinence is a good thing. I'm not gonna joke here and say that it's easy. It's very difficult, but you gotta be dedicated, you and your partner. Just not you and not your partner. Both of y'all have to be with it.
Well, abstinence, like any other decision people make, is based on the person. If a person decides to abstain, then I'm happy for that person. It's kudos to them, but at the same time, it's one of them times people interacting with other people and things happen, parties, whatever.
Well, I for instance, I have a boyfriend, right? But that doesn't make abstinence impossible. For me, what I have to do is make sure that we don't, even spend too much time in private areas or alone, in house alone, staying overnight, that kind of thing. You try to keep away from that, because that environment is conducive to letting things slip. As much as, I have a conviction to, remain a virgin, whatever the case is. It will be difficult to do so if you put yourself in that kind of compromising situation.
A lot of people associate the message of abstinence with the church. Does the church have other roles? What are the other roles of the church?
First of all, I missed that discussion in church. But honestly, abstinence
that can work, but you gotta be realistic in this day and age. There are people who aren't abstaining, and we need to accommodate that fact. So we need to move from this my way or the highway kind of point of view to a sense of incorporation, so to speak.
I see a lot of adults are able to abstain from a lot of things, and if they can't abstain from that simple thing, how they expect young people to do it, and we're supposed to be following their example. So
if the church was more open about that and saying, besides being in church, because that's what is being preached in the church, to abstain, other people, if they heard that more, they would more do it. Not that it would happen overnight, but continuously putting that out there could help.
Church, we got the defenses on certain stuff, but it's something that should be more thought in Sunday school class. Like speak of like the Bible days and how stuff went on. You got certain parts in the Bible where you will see somebody had concubines, and then you're like, what was a concubine, and so on and so forth. So I think the church should deal with it more, like teach children from an early age about abstinence, and then explain what abstinence is and how you lead to abstinence, and then what abstinence is sort of straying away and protecting you from.
I don't believe in that how he described it, concepts about you should try on a pair of shoes before buying them. I think you shouldn't have sex before marriage, but however, my difference is that the definition of marriage for me is different, because society makes up marriage to be about sharing money and sharing property, but marriage to me is more about love. As when I was a child, that's how it was, but no, it's not like that. So marriage, I more say, is about a union, so you don't have to per se get married or anything like that. You just have to have, it's just a union. I don't know how to explain it.
Every girl we see, we would be like, oh, this girl just go to church. We wouldn't be thinking that. We would be thinking, oh, I think this is the right girl, and go towards that girl, not finding the true, religious, faithful, honest, down-to-earth girl. We would just think, oh, she's just that girl, that sexy girl, I would like that. And then we figure out that that's not the girl that we want. We would just go for another girl, basically not finding the true status of a religious, faithful, honest, down-to-earth, a girl that you would see yourself doing the right things the right way, encouraging you. We would just be going out there.
If they do decide to have sex, make sure it's not like just some one night stand. Make sure it's somebody that they love and that they really know, and they have some sort of fellowship with, a union, so they don't feel like totally depressed and I'm going to kill myself because I just gave away my virginity to the first guy I met, all of that. So yeah, if they can't abstain, just make sure you abstain from not having it with the first Tom, Dick and Harry and everybody else.
This is a message to help you avoid AIDS. This is a message to help you avoid AIDS. This is a message to help you avoid AIDS. This is a message to help you avoid AIDS. AAA, AAA, AAA. This is a message to help you avoid AIDS. Just take a quick second and listen to what I say. I hope this message touches someone else's heart today. Abstain. Awareness, avoid. That's the AAA that can help you live a better life. A, show me the hard for you to forget. I mean, A is the first letter in the alphabet. Abstain. Now I ain't saying you gotta do it, but the word really got some element of truth to it. And if you ain't gonna do it, be smart about it. Use a condom every time, don't forget about it. AAA, AAA, AAA. This is a message to help you avoid AIDS. Just take a quick second and listen to what I say. I hope this message touches someone else's heart today. Awareness. Yeah, we gotta be aware. Is there anything scarier than AIDS out there? Rhetorical. Humanity is so beautiful, so take a HIV course and become knowledgeable. Excuse my French passion and my emotion. Rest assured, Amir, Lavir, Obstinate, Essay. Stay safe, love life, get tested. Love in any language, save the message.
Today's Mythbuster is brought to you by the Nature Fun Ranch, bringing out the positive in you.
Popular to contrary belief, many youth are abstaining and you can to live, wait and enjoy it more.
Today's Mythbuster was brought to you by Nature Fun Ranch, bringing out the positive in youth.
I think one of the most important things said in this episode is that abstinence means to wait, and it doesn't mean not to have sex. It was interesting hearing all the views on HIV, AIDS and abstinence, and as it relates to the church. Be sure to join us next week when we look at parents and HIV. This is Corey Lane saying goodbye from this episode of The F.A.S.T Lane.